this is your girl Jasmine Angelique, and I am here with another video. So this video is gonna be all about how to get rid of those pestering, annoying keloid bumps that you sometimes get after you get your nose pierced. So I have my nose pierced, as you guys can see, and I have struggled with the keloid bump or the keloid type bump for years. And I say years because this is actually the third time I've gotten my nose pierced, and without much success. They've always come out, and this is the last and final attempt that I gave myself to have a nose ring, and that's it. And I was like, if this is not gonna work, this is just not gonna. Also, I kind of want to talk about what I felt like happened, what went wrong, and why you develop these keloid bumps. I'm not an expert. I don't know everything. I just know from my own personal experiences, and I would never put anything up here that are not from my own personal experiences and what I saw during that time. So the first time I got my nose pierced, it was back in October of 2016, I'm sorry, and everything was fine. Washing it with antibacterial soap. I was cleaning it with sea salt soaks, and everything was fine until eventually, like, I used to wear glasses. My glasses constantly like snag on my nose ring. Excuse me, I had to clear my throat. My glasses would constantly snag on my nose ring, and it would come out, and sometimes like I wouldn't even have time to like wash my hands. I would just like shove it back in there, or you know, something silly like that. My nose around my piercing was always like dry and crusty. Like, it just was not pretty at all. And eventually, like within like, you know, 5 weeks or so, I developed this keloid bump. And at the time I'm like, okay, well, I'll just keep washing it. I'll keep, you know, keeping it clean. And it just got worse and worse, and the bump got bigger and bigger. And eventually one night I was sleeping and it came out on its own. And I was just like, oh, well, I guess I can't put it in. But the bump went away like right away. So when I finally started like doing my research, I was like, keloids don't go away, so it has to be something else that this bump is. So the second time I got my nose pierced was actually in September of 2018. So almost 2 years to the date went by. I went without having my nose pierced. I got my nose pierced, and this time around I was like, okay, well, I'm not gonna use antibacterial soap. I'm only going to use sea salt. I wasn't wearing glasses, so, well, I was wearing glasses off and on. I did realize, like, the few times, like, at night when I took my contacts out, I would have my glasses on. I would have to make sure, like, be extra careful that I didn't pull my nose ring out when I took my glasses off. So that was kind of different from the first time. You know, I was more cautious, more aware, because that's what I felt like irritated it to the point where you have this keloid bump. I tried to wash my hands as much as possible while touching my nose, and that was it. But I went a little bit longer. I'll say I probably went like maybe 6 weeks or something. I went on vacation like 6 weeks later, and through everything, next thing you know, I had a bump. And I actually had the bump like maybe a couple days before the vacation. And like I said, I was just using sea salt water, like, and nothing helped. Nothing helped. So I went on YouTube. YouTube was telling me, use aspirins and use tea bags, use tea tree oil and all these things. I even seen somebody put down in the comments, I'm not gonna lie, they put that they use apple cider vinegar. And I was like, how, Sway? Like, how? Like, how? Like, and I was just like, no, that's not it. So all the stuff that people were giving me suggestions, like, I was doing it all the time. Like, because I'm one of those type of people, I would use, like, I would be DIY in it to death, okay? Like, I'm not even kidding. So I was using all those things, and the bump still just got bigger and bigger. And then by the time, you know, I made it to vacation, I want to say I made a mistake and pulled it out, just doing something, and the bump was so huge that I couldn't even put my nose ring back in, even if I tried. So I was just like, oh, okay, I guess that's it, right? So I did that, and I said, you know what, I'm not doing this again. Like, I was mad. I was like, why me? What is wrong with me? Like, I can't deal with this. So I ended up being convinced by another friend, like, go ahead, try to get your nose pierced again. Like, this time be different. And this time was going to be different because I told myself, like, I'm not doing anything. I'm not washing it with sea salt. I'm not washing it with antibacterial soap. And let me tell you, like, this has been the most successful nose piercing that I have ever had. Like, I'm not going to be twisting it. You know how some people get piercings and they're like, oh, you got to twist it. You don't have to do that. Like, once you have a hole in your face, you have a hole in your face. You don't have to twist it and twist it and twist it and twist it to feel like, you know, that's what's going to keep it open. Like, it's open already. So anyway, so like maybe 2 weeks ago, I'll say 2 weeks ago, I had irritated it a little bit. I think I pulled it or something like that. And next thing I know, I had the bump. And I was like, oh, my heart sank, because at this point, you know, I was on YouTube and I was doing this and doing that with and all the other experiences I had with my other nose rings. And I'm like, dog, like, this is it. Like, I got to figure it out. I got to get it right. I got to do something. So this time around, like I said, I really wasn't using anything to like really clean it. I mean, every once in a while I'll get, you know, I had this stuff that I bought when I got my nose pierced, just in case like it bleed or get a little crusty. I had something to kind of clean it up, you know, with. And then after that, I had stopped using it. Like, I stopped using this product. I stopped using it. It sat on my dresser. Okay, so and this is the product that saved my life, like saved my nose piercing. As dramatic as that sounds, like, it literally saved me from having to endure the stuff that I endured the last time, like the last 2 times. So, but I want to say I went on YouTube again, and I went to looking around, and this one girl I ran across, she like, oh, I put toothpaste on my nose at night, and then I use tea tree oil in the morning. And I'm like, well, let me try this. And I have real sensitive skin, so tea tree oil is an oil that don't touch and agree with my spirit and putting it on my face. And it honestly smells, it's very pungent. Like, it's a very strong smelling oil. So I just was like, no, this is not gonna work. Like, I can't do this. So I ended up looking on my dresser one day, because I'm like, I'm sorry, because I'm like, okay, maybe I'll just use this stuff. You know, I'm just gonna use this stuff and see what happens. And so I used it, and the first time I used it, so I'm gonna show you guys what I used and how I used it. The first time I used it, I knew that I had hit a gold mine. I had hit it and I had found it, and I was like, this is life right here. So this stuff right here, you get it from CVS. It's called Advanced Wound Wash. I don't know, the first ingredients is purified water. Okay, so that's the first ingredient, and it says first aid cleanser. It says for painless, non-toxic removal of dirt and contaminants. It says gentle cleansing. This stuff does not have a smell, so I didn't have to worry about the tea tree oil, because tea tree oil has smell. Some of those products were so strong, it's like, what? And the one thing that I realized, like, that didn't make sense to me was that people were like, oh, this is a keloid bump. Most people that get keloids, those bumps don't go away. So it's like, what is inside of this bump that is something, it has to make it go away. You have to be able to dry that bump out. You have to be able to dry it out. And actually, I used this one time and I cleansed it. And all you do is spray this on the cotton ball and let it sit for about 2 or 3 minutes. And when you remove that cotton ball, you will see all those impurities. You will see all that dirt, all that debris, blood. You will see pus. Everything was just like evaporating out of the site of that bump. And it got to a certain point where I was able to actually squeeze the bump and get a lot of the blood out. And then from that point on, that was like, and that was only after like a day of doing this twice a day. And then after that, I would just do that twice a day for about 2-3 days, and the bump was gone. Like, it was absolutely gone. So I want you guys to see this. This is a CVS brand advanced wound wash. I'm going to try to get it in the camera as much as possible for you guys to see. And this product was only $9.79 at my CVS. And I know good well everybody and their mama got a CVS somewhere in their town. And if you can't find it at CVS, you know, if you have a Walgreens, if you have, Walgreens, yeah, CVS, Rite Aid, stuff like that, go in there and see if you can find something as close to this product as possible. This is Advanced Wound Wash. And I'm telling you, it cleared my nose up in like 3 days, and I couldn't be happier because, you know, I don't have to go through the process of it falling out on its own and me having to get it re-pierced. I just can move on and go on with my life and have my nice nose piercing, as you guys can see, that is flat, and that's it. So without further ado, I'm going to tell you guys, see you later, because there will be another video. Like, comment, subscribe. If you use this product, go to the store, get this product, come back, comment in my comment box, tell me if it worked, and that's it. All right, bye.